The camera moves in on a bustling city street. On one side of the frame, we are pulled into a vibrant scene of a protest. A sea of people marching, arms raised and voices loud. Their faces are resolute, fired by a shared purpose. This is the gay community in action, its members standing shoulder to shoulder, reinforcing a cause larger than themselves. But cut to the other side of that split screen, where the atmosphere shifts markedly. The brightness gives way to the shadows of a dimly lit room, where someone, a solitary figure, hunches over their phone, avoiding the gaze of a partner sitting mere feet away. Here the truth is different, cloaked in secrecy, a stark contrast to the solidarity outside. The image poses a question that's not easily resolved. How can a person demand respect when parts of their life remain hidden even from those closest to them? This is the central tension we confront, the paradox of solidarity exposed by vulnerability in private spheres. The demand for acceptance, so publicly professed, caves in on itself behind closed doors. Respect starts with the self, a truth buried within but yearning to be free. Inside the heart of this story is a wedding. We see it unfold in dreamy slow motion. The groom stands at the altar, his smile wide for the camera, yet his shoulders betray a tense rigidity that a casual observer might miss. Behind the sheen of apparent happiness lies an unsteadiness, an unmistakable fissure cracking beneath the polished surface. For the groom knows all too well that he's perpetuating a lie. These marriages, often entered into as a form of cover, exact their toll not just on the individuals keeping the secrets, but on their unsuspecting partners. The relationship becomes collateral damage. It's akin to adding a plastic bottle to a fire, a seemingly minor deception, yet one that releases harmful fumes into the intimacy of their shared life. The partner, believing in the sanctity of the union, unknowingly stands on sand, not rock. What they see as a mutual foundation for the future is little more than an elaborate set piece in a misguided performance of normalcy. Living a lie is corrosive, and the internalized views that lead to such a facade are even worse. It's insidiously oppressive. When you hide your true identity, you live by the values of those who deem you sinful, complicit in your own silent persecution, at the expense of both your soul and that of an unsuspecting partner. And so a deceptive life unfurls like a soft closing door, a careful performance intended to appease onlookers. There's the director, slipping on a wedding ring not as a token of commitment, but as armor, prepared to face the day projected from a script written by antiquated ideals. The broader community might see a perfect husband, but this crafted persona is merely theater, a facade waving the banners of a life seemingly well-lived. But within this theater lies hollowness, a light meant only to project, not illuminate truth from within. For how can one claim to be part of an awakening when still cloaked in the tools of deception? It's a betrayal of bravery, dismissing the transformative power of living authentically. To hide is to affirm the oppressive forces of the past, to acknowledge their judgments are justified when they are not. The scene changes as the camera finds our subject staring into a mirror. It's a moment of quiet revelation. The mask comes off, worn down by years of constant reaching for something just beyond grasp. In the mirror stands the reflection of someone tired yet relieved, a spirit drained by lies finally beginning to unfurl, to clarify what remains after deceptions are stripped away. For the instinct to cover up origins in a lack of self-love. Anxiety like jealousy lurks, nibbling at edges of truth lived loudly by others, compelling a false sense of peace attained through imitation. Yet a prosperous existence cannot plant its roots atop falsehood. Source cannot receive or respond to signals not aligned with who you are. To garner the respect you seek, the first act of courage lies in recognizing and embracing your truth, standing resolute on your own path without the self-imposed distortions hidden in secrecy. Clear the clutter, halt the deceptive dance of what amounts to a guise in matrimony and self. It's time to rest from performances cobbled together by fears and instead allow authentic selves to prosper unconditionally. For the respect that others grant will come only when you first respect the reality of who you are. As the music shifts, gentle yet unyielding, we journey with the figure clothed no longer in pretense, but truth. Escaping the stage of a life adorned in shadows, they walk towards an open landscape of possibilities. This step, rooted in integrity, sheds the weight of falsehood, a step that epitomizes the strength found in choosing authenticity over armored fiction. The choice is stark, yet liberating in its simplicity, integrity over imagery, a lesson that stays beyond the final fading frames. It's here, clear in this path carved by truthfulness, where sovereignty, the unshakable foundation of real respect, resides. In stepping away from a double life into untainted air comes the realization: stop the lie, start the life. Integrity is the wisdom to stand in the light as you are, unshielded and unapologetic. And so we end not with applause for a mask, but with acknowledgement of a single, profound truth. Only true integrity holds the power to transform, to earn the unwavering respect of the world. And whether you shine brightly or choose instead to dim, remember not to ask for applause for that which is not wholly yours. Integrity, at its core, is a reflection of authenticity, a quality often elusive in today's rapidly shifting cultural landscapes. In realms where facade often outweighs substance, few concepts bear the magnitude of integrity, summoning both action and introspection. Consider figures in history famed for their unwavering adherence to truth. Nelson Mandela, who faced years of imprisonment, never wavered from his dedication to justice and equality. His integrity anchored a nation poised on the brink of irreversible change. Mandela's legacy is one carved not by charisma alone, but by relentless honesty in service to a just cause. Similarly, the literary world offers striking examples, such as the works of Harriet Beecher Stowe. Her writings, particularly Uncle Tom's Cabin, wielded the truth like a blade, cutting through the convenient myths upheld by society, shifting attitudes and fueling an abolitionist fire. Her integrity as a writer lay in her commitment to portray the lived realities of those oppressed by the harsh chains of slavery, helping to reshape public discourse. Integrity, though, is not reserved solely for grand gestures on the public stage. It breathes life into the mundane actions of everyday individuals, guiding decisions from the staunch refusal to cut corners to the courage of admitting a mistake, no matter how small. It is in these smaller acts of authenticity where integrity becomes embedded in the fabric of daily existence. Corporations, too, face the test of integrity. In an age where information travels at unprecedented speeds, transparency has become synonymous with credibility. Consumers demand sustainability not as a trend but as an expectation from those who manufacture the goods lining the shelves. The rising call for accountability traces back to integrity, our actions aligning with promises. Ultimately, this tapestry of integrity weaves through the personal and public, the inner and outer realms of each life. It's a perpetual request for each of us to stand firm in our truths. As the documentary closes its lens, the viewer too is left with a charge to live earnestly, embracing the power of integrity not just as a moral compass, but as an essential force for collective transformation.